Hello, welcome to Radiant Royalty Yoga, and I'm glad you found your way here to this channel. Today we have a empowered yoga flow or flower or flow, like flowing or flower, because you are a flower and you're blooming, okay? It's gonna be spring, so like a flower, you just sit and you just be your gorgeous self and let the bees come, let the abundance come, okay? Keep watering yourself. And yeah, I'm gonna use a support cushion. So I want you to find your way on the mat and find a comfortable seat for you, however that looks. So we're gonna begin with a visualization practice. We're gonna visualize a lotus flower. So when you're ready, you can place your hands on your thighs, close your eyes, lengthen your spine. Begin to inhale for 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 4. And repeat this several times. Now begin to visualize lotus petals, violet, luxurious lotus petals on the top of your crown. And these lotus petals on the top of your crown are continuously opening to receive light from the source. These petals are continuously opening to receive light from the source. The light of the world, the light that is the source for all living things. You are receiving downloads from this source of light. Your petals are continuously opening. One petal at a time. The old petals have fallen off. You are now blooming new petals. Vibrant and rich, colorful lotus petals. Rebirth and renewal is the season that you are stepping into. Beauty is what you embody in spirit and in the physical. Last breath here. Those petals are continuously opening, receiving light. So from here, we're gonna come into child's pose. So I'm going to use my cushion again for support. So you're going to have the toes touching, and then you're going to spread the knees wide. And then you're going to walk your hands forward into Balasana. And then your forehead is going to touch the mat. And just take a few refreshing, restorative breaths here. And if you want to make this active, you can come onto your fingertips. Now begin walking your hands back up to your center. From here, we're going to do a pose called rabbit or sasangasana. So to do rabbit, what you will need to do is you're going to have the top of your crown on the mat. And then from here, you're going to tuck in your stomach and round your back. And then you're going to tuck your chin to your chest. And then reach for your heels. You may need to scoot your head closer to your knees. And just breathe here. Push your hips back and up. And then from here, if you would like, you can also bring your arms together, interlace your fingers, push your shoulder blades together, and continue breathing here. Last breath. And then slowly begin to bring your hands back down to the mat and gently lift your head and neck up and come back to your center. So from here, we're going to practice some vocalizations, and these vocalizations are going to help you with just clearing any blockages of communication. And we're going to be doing some sounds that are formless and allow you to bring forth information and energy. So we're going to begin by saying some vowel sounds. These are the earliest sounds. So we're going to start by saying A, E, I, O, U. So at your own pace, and if you want to close your eyes to make it less distracting, by all means, go ahead. Begin saying the vowels. Inhale in. A, E, I, O, U. 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 And these sounds are not just random. These sounds are actually vibrations that can help stimulate your vocal cords that you use to speak, your larynx, your thyroid health, right? These vibrations are healing. So again, we can do one more round. Inhale. A, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. All right. So now we're going to come into lion's breath. So this is a very powerful energy throat practice that you can do. So this is also a pranayama practice, which is the breath. So from here, you can basically stay here. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna inhale through your nose and then you're gonna exhale out through your mouth. And you're going to stick your tongue out and you're going to stretch your tongue down and towards your chin. And the purpose is to release tension in your jaw and your face. If it's a little bit awkward, then you can close your eyes. But, you know, who really is like caring that much? Like, anyway, so inhale and then exhale out with the tongue. Inhale and then exhale, stick the tongue out. And we'll do one more. Inhale. now we're going to come into shoulder stand. And from there, we're gonna go into plow. So for this, I'm gonna use my cushion for support again. I'm gonna place the cushion under my shoulders, not my head. So you're going to have your shoulder blades parallel, right? And then we're gonna have our hands placed on our mid back. And come up. Okay, so we got our cushion on our shoulders. And then from here, we're going to place lift our knees, place our hands on our mid back. And then we're going to raise our legs and gaze at our toes. If this is a challenge for you, you can always put your feet up against the wall to support you. And then you want to have your chest coming towards your chin. And continue to breathe here. And if for any reason this is uncomfortable for you, you can come out of this practice. And then from here, we're gonna come into plow. So, and if you wanna add a little movement, you can. But in order to do plow, you just have your hips parallel. And if your toes cannot reach all the way to the floor, that's okay. And tuck your stomach in so that you're not straining your spine. And imagine that you have like an orange or a tennis ball underneath your chin so that you're not blocking your throat and you can still breathe. Three, two, one. Okay, and now you can come out of this pose. So use your hands to support your back, to guide you back down. And you can just stay here for a few breaths. Okay. Then you can come back up to your center. And from here, we're going to come into bow pose. So you're going to lay flat on your stomach. And then what you're going to do is you're going to bend your knees. And then you're going to grab your ankle. And then you are going to lift your chest and your thighs. So on an inhale, you can lift up. And this is strengthening your back muscles as well as improving your posture. And it can also bring a burst of energy. So if you have a boost of energy, then this is why. Don't be alarmed. Come back down. Place your hands and stack your forearms. And rest your forehead in alligator pose as you catch your breath. Okay, so from here, come into down dog. Tuck your toes. Hips up and back. Tuck the navel in. Look at your belly. Bring your chest to your thighs. Okay. Make sure you get a good stretch here. Okay, so from here, we're gonna come into Wild Thing. So what you do for Wild Thing is you wanna lift your right leg up and back and drop it and extend the leg in front and then raise your heel of that back leg, reach your arm up and over, and then bring your hips and your chest up and drop your head back. And then you're gonna bring your body back to neutral. And then we're gonna come into downward dog, and we're going to alternate and repeat on the opposite side. So lift that opposite leg up, bring it behind, Lift that heel, extend the forward leg, reach the arm up and over, bring the hips and chest up. And if you're shaking, that's okay. That means you're working. You're strengthening and you're working on your flexibility at the same time. Okay, now come back to neutral pose. And we can come into a child's pose real quick. Take a few moments here to catch your breath. Some restorative breath after that hard work. Then walk your hands back. So now we're gonna come into squat Malasana. So for this, you're just gonna have your hips apart, and then you're gonna have your hands in prayer pose and your elbows in between your knees. And you can just stay here for a few breaths. You can also add some movement here. And then if you want, you can also deepen that hip stretch by placing your hands flat in front of you, fingers spread wide, and then lean forward onto your elbows. Then come back. All right, so from here, one of my favorite poses, the goddess pose. You can come up, and then you're going to have a wide stance, feet facing out, hands on the knees or thighs. And then once you're here, you're going to twist the torso to the right, twist the left shoulder to the right, and bring the right shoulder back. Then come back to center and do the same thing on the opposite side. You might hear a little snap, crackle, pop. That's totally normal. And if you want, you can just keep alternating. Okay. And this pose is really good at strengthening your legs and your core. And it also lengthens your spine, your shoulders, and your chest. So from here, we're gonna come down to the mat. And we're gonna do Pigeon Ekapada Rajakapatasana. So you can either do the full expression or you can do the moderation. So it's also called figure four. So you're gonna come flat on the mat, feet flat. And then you're gonna bring your right foot to the top of your knee to make a figure four shape. And then you just walk your hands and scoot your hips until you feel a stretch. Or you can do the full expression. So that looks like this. So you can come into plank and then bring the right foot to the left hand. And I'm gonna use my prop for this support. So I'll put this under my thigh. So you come into a square, square your hips. And your shoulders are gonna be squared, facing forward. And then you're gonna have a neutral spine. And you wanna rest on the outer part of your leg. So inhale, exhale, make your way down. Then walk your hands back up to center. And then come back to plank. You might want to shake your leg out. Maybe you feel a difference compared to the other leg that has not been worked on yet. And then you're gonna repeat and alternate on the opposite side. So bring the left foot to the right hand. And then spread the hips and shoulders, facing forward. And then inhale, exhale down. center. And from here, sweep the arms up. And then bring your hands to your heart. Exhale. And Ashe, Namaste, Amen. Until we hit the mat again. Also, wait a minute. I have some affirmations that I would like to share. So, the first one is, I am planted, not buried. My mind is a garden and I pour into it and water it and nurture it. I care about being genuine. I am self-contained while being connected. My spirit is light and my future is bright. I embrace cycles and rejoice in renewal. I feel deeply and make space for my deep emotions to express without judgment or attachment. I am free as the wild wind and marvelous meadow.